Today we're at NAB, New York. As a kid in Australia, I used to eagerly wait for people to post YouTube videos and photos about events like these to see and learn about all the new releases and cutting-edge tech coming to the world of cinema and filmmaking. For those who may not know, NAB's show is ran by the National Association of Broadcasters. They have a larger show in Vegas earlier in the year and the smaller one in New York around October. Essentially, all the brands from the world of cinema and broadcast come together and show off all their new stuff. We made it in. I got my pass and I'm ready to go in the exhibition area. Today I want to do a couple of things. Firstly, I want to make a list of 5 things that really interest me and I think could be interesting to share with you. And secondly, I want to see how much gear I can take home. Last Cinema Gear Expo I went to, I was able to take home so much merch and random things. So let's see what they have. Okay, so far no merch, but I have stopped by the Blackmagic booth where they had the new PYXIS camera that they just launched, in addition to a new color panel they just released, which I was actually excited to try out. I have seen a few people with some towels, so maybe I'll try grab a towel, but so far no merch. The new Blackmagic PYXIS camera is actually really interesting. It's a full-frame 6K sensor and costing only $3,000. The boxy design makes it quite modular. In addition, you can purchase it in quite a wide range of lens mount options, which is super nice. As for the micro panel, I've been really excited to try this out ever since they announced it. It has a slot where you can put in an iPad or you can connect it directly to your computer with 3 high-resolution trackballs and costing only around $500. As I'm walking around the show floor, I can see there's a lot of PTZ cameras, interesting flyers, and vendors selling custom cables and really specific things. There was also a lot of interesting panels. For example, this one was talking about the evolving broadcast rights in sports. Hell yeah, we've locked in our first merch of the day. I got a yo-yo. The company was actually really interesting to talk to. They're essentially like a digital media server where you can upload your footage and archive it, and they have an AI that actually does something similar to what the Apple Photos app has been doing, where you can search up stuff and it has an AI that just combs through your footage and looks at what it is and an object detects, and it's pretty cool. You wouldn't believe it. We're on a roll. Damn, I got like less hands. I just got this fidget spinner and it caught my eye because it's a fidget spinner and it's a bottle opener. The company that gave it to me was PTZ Optics. They have PTZ cameras, which is really interesting. They start around $1,800 for a 4K model. I think that's pretty good. And they have a switcher coming soon. Fujifilm had a huge booth where they were showing off a lot of their cinema lenses in addition to some of their broadcast lenses. They also had a lot of their cameras available for people to try out, and photo walks where people can actually take the cameras out in the field and test them out further. Of course, being in New York, B&H had a setup showing everything under the sun, from cameras to lights. They had a few DZO lenses and a podcast setup, in addition to this makeup setup, which was a little random. The stickers are coming in thick and fast. I just passed the Fujifilm booth and the B&H booth. Fujifilm was giving away a tote bag, but I've kind of promised myself I'm not taking any more tote bags home. B&H gave me this plastic bag filled with some flyers and some stickers, which were really cool. And they also had this car mount for the Osmo Pocket 3, which was pretty dope. This place is actually massive. I've detoured into the audio side of the convention, and I'm not mad about it. Everyone over here is quite nice. One merch item I was really surprised about is a lot of cups are going around. I've decided to opt out of the cups, but they're interesting. As I'm touring the audio side of this convention, this bus really caught my eye, as it's a non-profit that is a recording studio that travels around and gives more opportunity for artists to record their music. Also on the audio side was a bunch of soundproofing, a bunch of mixers and speakers. The show floor itself was quite packed, which was great to see. I stopped by the Canon booth where they had the new C80. This is pretty cool because it is an upgrade to the C70 with a new full-frame sensor, triple base ISO. It has now an SDI out, and it's a very similar size to the C70. A lot of people are saying it's very similar to the C400, which they had on display, and I was actually really surprised at how small it is, especially compared to my old C200. The Blackmagic booth was a little less crowded, so I went back to check out one of these Cook lenses that they had on display. And then around the corner, I met these guys from PYXIS who were showing off one of their new SSDs that plug directly into one of the iPhone 15 or 16s. This particular hard drive is available at B&H, and it does come in multiple sizes. The coolest thing about it, in my opinion, is that it has a magnet built into the drive, which allows it to quickly MagSafe to your phone. Coming from a more well-known brand, SanDisk was actually showing off a MagSafe card reader for the iPhone 15 and 16, where it actually magnets to the back of your phone and allows you to plug in CF Express Type B cards to record media to. Since this was a prototype and the first of its kind from SanDisk, hopefully in the future they start bringing out different options. I would love to see a CF Express Type A version of this, especially for those who use cameras like the FX3. I just stepped out of the show floor, and NAB in and of itself, as it says in the name, is very geared towards broadcasters. So there's a lot of things like from Panasonic where they had a setup of a PTZ camera, but then you have a mobile control unit where you can pan and tilt and control that camera from a distance. This is perfect for shows like this new one I'm watching. That's a Korean show. It's like Chef 100, where you rarely see the cameraman in the actual shots, but they have so many different camera angles. I did get a bandana, although I'm not very much of a bandana guy. I thought it was pretty sweet. Oh, and I did see from Maxon, they had a booth, which I was really surprised at, but they had a really great setup with a few different iPads where people can actually sculpt and use their tools. I did really appreciate their Cinema 4D sticker. I think out of all the stickers I got today, that was the coolest. And then to wrap up the day, I did meet another Australian named Nick. He works at Rode and he is awesome. He lives in London. I don't know if I'm giving too much detail away about him, but he flew in for this show and he was showing me the new Rode video caster. I'll put it on screen if I got it wrong, but this thing is sweet. Essentially, it's a Rode Duo, which has 2 XLR inputs, allowing you to connect them to your computer, in addition to an ATEM Extreme Mini ISO, which allows you to plug in 4 cameras and record all of those feeds in addition to your program feed. 2 other features I forgot to mention is it can connect Rode Wireless Go's directly to the Rodecaster device, allowing you to have more audio inputs. Secondly, it has a mix minus setup built in, allowing you to target specific channels that you don't want to echo and feedback into your program feed. I thought this was pretty cool. I bombarded him with a bunch of different questions, and that thing can do mostly all of them. I did ask if it can export an XML file, especially when you're cutting live, and then you want to maybe edit a few of those cuts, bring it into like a program like DaVinci Resolve or Premiere. You can do that in the future. It is coming, but they don't have it as of this moment. You can input a lot of different other media, so it's like a media player as well, which is kind of cool. And all around, I think this product is dope. I do want to give it a go before I endorse it. Focusrite was doing a sweet giveaway, and they had also these monitors that I would be interested in trying out. In addition to, they had a DaVinci Resolve booth, but it was specifically for Fairlight in the audio section of the exhibition, and that was really sweet. The guy was able to show me 3D audio and what that looks like, especially when you have surround sound and just that next level mixing, like sending audio and sounds to different parts of your ear. It's all super cool. I'm really glad I came, so I'm excited for tomorrow. Oh yeah, day 2, NAB. Last night I was doing a bit of research with the catalog I stole from Blackmagic, and one thing they had, which was pretty cool, which I want to ask some people about, is their NAS storage. They had this device that was only $400 that says it can turn a USB-C drive into a cloud NAS, so that is interesting. They also had a few other NAS options, which I'm quite interested in. And I'm running out of breath. Anyways, let's do it. Damn, that was awesome. I just spoke to a rep and got a bunch of information. Essentially, this whole setup is supposed to mimic what 6 editors could be editing off one drive, which is that 24 terabyte drive there. And it's sent through a splitter, so it splits the media and can be edited by 6 editors. On the back, it's all sent through just one 10 gigabit Ethernet into the splitter, which is so cool. Up here you can see how much data it's actually using from the actual drive here, and it's being sent out to all 6 of these IP addresses. This one has already those 10 gigabit Ethernet ports built in, so you don't need a switcher. And all the drives can be connected both by USB-C and by Ethernet. The device I was talking about earlier, which was around $500, is really interesting as it allows you to connect a standard hard drive and then have that feature of connecting it directly to 10 gigabit Ethernet and then plugging that directly into a switch, so then you can have multiple editors edit off the same drive. Damn, that was really cool. I just got like a masterclass on DaVinci Resolve and a few of the features that I don't really use all that much in the color page, such as relight and the face detect and the beauty node that he was showing me, which was really cool. Another reason I really like to come to these events is really to kind of learn and pick people's brains who know way more than me. Another thing he was showing me is layers that are made in DaVinci. Maybe I'll make a tutorial about it. And then brushing up on some shortcuts that I didn't know, like Shift 9 brings up the settings in your DaVinci Resolve project. So all really cool things. In addition, I also got to fully understand the new micro panel that they brought out. I think it's an addition I would love to add to my setup. Again, virtual production was a big component of NAB. They had a bunch of different setups, which is always fascinating to see. And they had a panel that was talking about how they bring virtual production into NYU and having an actual course where people can go and learn more about it. Another section that piqued my curiosity was an area where you can come and start your career in the world of broadcast and filmmaking. They had a lot of vendors and reps from different news houses and things of that nature where you can come and chat with them about what a career like is in this space and maybe hand in your resume, as there's a lot of film students that came to this event. I don't know if I just got the best merch of the show, but check this out. It was advertised to me also as the first V-Lock plushie. This is from Indie Pro Tools. Really appreciate it. One thing that really caught my eye was an adapter that they were showing off, which was a D-tap to a female USB-C port. It allows you to do 2 things. Firstly, it allows you to boost the D-tap power and to output that through the USB-C port if you want to charge something like a laptop. And I think it can charge up to 100 watts. And then it could do the reverse. You can actually plug it into a laptop charger that charges by USB-C into your D-tap port through your V-Lock battery, and it charges your battery. So I thought that was pretty cool, especially if you're traveling and you don't want to carry one of those big hefty V-Lock chargers. I am curious how long it takes to charge your battery via this way. Very cool though. That's a wrap on NAB 2024. It was actually really cool. My first time going here in New York. I hope to go to the one in Vegas because there was actually not as many like cine brands that I was expecting. Unlike Cinegear, where they had like Carl Zeiss, Sony, and a bunch of other people, but it was really fun. The event definitely showcases a lot of the news and broadcasting side of the industry, obviously with the name, and it gave me a greater appreciation for this industry because they have to do everything live. So they had a lot of demos of green screen and virtual production, which was really sweet. I definitely think it's worth coming to these events, not only to see all the new things and to learn about all the new stuff, but also to meet people. So if you ever see me out in the wild, definitely come and say hi. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.